Welcome back to 504 Road Trips. Today we'll be jumping onto I-93 South at the southern terminus of I-89 in Bow, New Hampshire. As you can see, I-93 is clearly labeled a toll road, and we have control cities of Manchester, New Hampshire, and Boston, Massachusetts, although we won't be going to Boston, at least not yet. That'll come later. So as far as I know, this is our first toll road experience outside of Louisiana. Back in Binghamton, New York, we stopped and picked up an Easy Pass so we wouldn't have to deal with paying a cash toll or get charged a higher fee for toll by plate. We made a mistake when we registered our new car with Easy Pass, and they had the wrong license plate number during a later part of our upcoming series, and months later I got a bill in the mail for a few tolls where they failed to properly read the toll tag. I-93 is called the Everett Turnpike here. So here we see an overhead big purple and green sign giving directions to Easy Pass and cash lanes, with the most ridiculous arrow setup I've ever seen, showing a left or right turn from the center lane while the outer lanes go straight. Seems like there's a better way to do that. This is our first actual use of the Easy Pass, and we got to use the VIP lanes on the left. Our toll here at the Hooksett main toll plaza was $1. Note that by staying to the left for the Easy Pass only lanes, we can continue on at 65 miles per hour because that's the speed limit and not have to slow down. Should you stay to the right, you can either pay cash or there are also Easy Pass only lanes on that side as well, but you're passing through an actual toll plaza and they want you to slow down to 25 miles per hour. So we're in the town of Hooksett, which had a population of 14,871 as of the 2020 census. Hooksett is home to Roby's Country Store, located at 9 Riverside Street. Roby's Country Store, in continuous operation from 1822 to 1997, was run by the Roby family from 1887. Rebuilt in 1906 after a fire, the store features a rare boomtown facade and has been a stop for presidential candidates since the 1950s during the New Hampshire primary. It was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 2000 and is now owned by a nonprofit with the store leased to an operator. Here at the Merrimack River, we enter the city of Manchester, the most populous city in New Hampshire, with a population of 115,644 as of 2020. Manchester is one of 2 county seats of Hillsborough County, alongside the city of Nashua. Manchester is part of the Northeast megalopolis, which extends along the Atlantic coast from Washington, D.C. to Boston and beyond. Manchester was envisioned as an industrial center like its English namesake. It thrived during the Industrial Revolution, but saw a decline in textile manufacturing after World War II. The 1922 strike of 17,000 workers and the Great Depression hit the city hard, with the Amoskeag Manufacturing Company going bankrupt in 1935. Though the economy recovered during World War II, manufacturing declined again in the 1950s and 1960s, leaving many mill buildings abandoned. Urban renewal projects in the 1970s reshaped the city, but downtown commerce declined with the opening of the Mall of New Hampshire. In the 1980s, the mill yard area saw a revival, driven by the University of New Hampshire and inventor Dean Kamen, who converted mills into high-tech spaces. By the 2000s, Manchester attracted tech companies, spurring further growth. Today, Manchester continues to grow, blending its industrial past with modern innovation while preserving its Victorian architecture. Here we were supposed to bear left onto State Route 101 East. However, I wasn't paying attention and stayed on I-93, much to the dismay of our GPS navigator. So we had to take an exit to turn around and get back on track. The on-ramp will put us directly onto Route 101 East. So here we get onto State Route 101 East at mile 100. However, that's not the correct mile number, nor are any of the others you'll see along this stretch of highway. For some reason, prior to April of 2024, New Hampshire started the mile numbering of State Route 101 at 100 when its concurrency with I-93 ended. However, since April of 2024, which was months after the filming of this video, they corrected the mile markers, making mile 100 mile 60. We enter Rockingham County in the town of Auburn. Rockingham is New Hampshire's second most populous county with an estimated population of 391,424 as of 2022. The town of Auburn is home to the annual Lake Massabesic Duck Race. The main event begins at Hooksett Road Bridge over Little Massabesic Brook, Sucker Brook, where thousands of yellow rubber ducks are released into the water. The brook is lined with floating tubes to guide the ducks, and the race finishes near the Griffin Mill Bridge just past a waterfall. People buy individual ducks, with prizes awarded to those whose ducks cross the finish line first. Each year, the event draws thousands of spectators who come to watch the race and browse a variety of goods available at rented booths along the river. We enter the town of Candia, which had a population of 4,013 as of the 2020 census. Candia, settled in 1743, was once served by the Portsmouth and Concord Railroad, which connected those two cities. In 1862, the stretch of track between Candia and Suncook was abandoned when a new segment opened between Manchester and Candia, creating a line from Manchester to Portsmouth. In 1895, the Boston and Maine Railroad took ownership and designated it as their Portsmouth branch. Passenger service ended in 1954, and the last trains passed through in the early 1980s. The tracks were removed by 1985, and the former railbed is now part of the Rockingham Recreational Trail. We conclude today's video at mile 108, which would be marked as mile 68 today. Thanks for watching. We've enabled channel memberships, so for as little as $1 a month, you too can help support our channel and get early access to our regular videos, as well as the occasional members-only video. Click the link in the description to join. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, post a comment, subscribe, share and follow us on social media, and join us for our next 504 road trip.